Hello, Herman Deal, the real deal here. So today we're going to talk about rabbits. Rabbits, they look really cute, but they also eat their own poop. Rabbits do this. Now, there's a difference between a dog eating their poop. Some dogs do this, and a lot of vets will say it's behavior, it's a behavioral thing. Some puppies do eat the poops from their mother, dog puppies, and so they don't outgrow that, so they might try to eat poop when they're out there, but it's not that common. A dog does not need to eat poop at all to survive, but a rabbit does. A rabbit has to eat their own poop in order to survive. Very different. And why is this? Well, because freaking plants, vegetables, plants are very, very hard to digest. Which is why I don't know why humans why do we keep thinking we need to have vegetables and plants in our lives when the truth is we don't? And guess what? It's not just rabbits. Other animals have to eat their own poop. And it's always animals that are vegetarian that eat lots of plants. Kind of like a signal, maybe you think it's a little sign, maybe. I think so.
So rabbits are cute, but anyone who's ever owned a rabbit knows that rabbits do eat their own poop and they absolutely have to in order to survive. This here shows the two main types of poop that rabbit produce. The ones on the left are hard droppings. They don't eat those. The ones on the right are cecotropes. At least I believe that's how they're pronounced, cecotropes. These have nutrition. This has vitamins, minerals, things that they need because they can't process it eating the plant matter once. So they have to poop it out and then they eat it again in order to be able to absorb the nutrition that they need in order to survive. So here's the interesting thing. All of this makes perfect sense for those animals that do eat their own poop because monogastric herbivores, the all the way on the left here of this chart, these are animals that they have just one stomach, but they still digest plant matter. So it's complicated. Many of these animals will have a huge cecum, which is very different than omnivores or carnivores on the one to the right. And notice how this chart, it puts omnivores and carnivores together, the left from right, because omnivores and carnivores do have very similar digestive systems. We have similar digestive systems to the pig, to the dog. It's very similar. Pigs are also omnivores like humans. But in any case, going back to the left, a monogastric herbivore, which is what a rabbit is. So they have to often poop their food out. Horses are also monogastric herbivore. Guinea pigs, elephants, rhinoceros, and all of these animals do also eat their poop. Okay, they don't need to as much as a rabbit does, but many of these animals will eat their poop as well. And they sort of have to, because when you go to the third from the left, the ruminants, these animals have multiple stomachs, not just one stomach. So it's a multi-chambered stomach, which means that the food will go from like one part of the stomach to another part, then bacteria digest the food further so they don't have to poop it out. And cows have a very special type of bacteria to help digest grass. If you remove that bacteria from the cow will literally die. So they need the bacteria. It's a harmonious relationship that they have where the bacteria helps the cow survive, and the bacteria obviously survive on the grass that the cow eats. And then we have the birds all the way to the right. very different, look different than everyone else. Well, they fly also, so they're going to look very different. But this here just explains a lot, and it also shows why some other animals might occasionally eat their poop, not all the time. On the right here, we see an actual gorilla eating his own feces to get vitamin B12. Why would the gorilla do that? Because, well, you can't get B12 from plants. It's impossible. So you have to process it, poop it out, and then you're going to have some B12 created from your own feces, which is why gorillas um, and sometimes elephants, hippos, baby horses, and occasionally dogs from their mothers, they're just eating the feces from their mothers. They will eat their feces, and it's gross, but they need to do it. And then this is interesting, this picture here on the left, the gentleman there, fruitarian bodybuilder. I don't know what a fruitarian is. I guess it's someone who only eats fruit. I can't imagine that. He's supposed to be a bodybuilder. He doesn't look like he's in that great shape. And he's saying gorillas are vegan and look at their muscles. Well, yeah, gorillas have a completely um, digestive system, and they eat their own poop to get vitamin B12, which makes me think maybe if vegetarians would eat their own poop, they could get vitamin B12. I mean, hey, that's a possibility, right? Who knows?
So I couldn't help but have a little bit of fun with that picture with the fruitarian guy and a gorilla eating its own poop. There's a video out there of a gorilla, and I'm not going to show that video because that picture I showed is gross enough. But there's literally a picture of a gorilla. He kind of squats, poops, takes a huge amount of poop, and then swallows the whole thing at once. And the funny thing is that then there's uh, a person watching it, and he like freaks out, and it's kind of hilarious. Also very gross. I'm not going to show that video, but it's out there if you want to go looking for it. But in any case, and I don't mean to make fun of vegetarians. I have sympathy, I have empathy for vegetarians because I know that a lot of them, they want to do it to save animals, and they have empathy for animals that suffer, and I get it. I do believe though that empathy is misguided. I do believe when we slaughter animals, we need to do it quickly, efficiently, as painless as possible. And we should try to give animals a good life up until the day we kill them to eat them. So I think that's the right way to do things. I love animals, but I'm not going to stop eating them because I do truly believe it's in my best interest for health, for me to be as tall as I can be, as strong as I can be, as mentally alert as I can be, for me to eat meat and animal products. I really believe that's essential. In any case, thank you for watching this edition of Subconscious Fat. Back next Monday with another video, and Thursday with Mr. Skeptical. Bye.